What's going on? Welcome back to Work More. Today we're going to break down Thursday, December 17th. A little recap on yesterday or today as I'm recording this, yesterday as if you're watching this. I believe we went 5-1. So we had an official play on Duke -4. It went down to 2 and they ended up winning by 10. So we got the win there without beating the line. We'll take it. So Duke looked really good. Happy with that spot. And without further ado, we will get into today's slate. Today is a pretty short slate. So there's not going to be much to talk about, but we will break down the games that we have listed. And then figure out a good, there's a way to transition this easy, but I don't know yet. All right, first on the list we have Creighton versus St. John's. Creighton is a 6-point favorite. They opened as a 6-point favorite. They're now 6.5. And that's the side I'm going to have to take. Creighton -6.5 is available on 5 dimes, it seems, already. So Creighton's off a pretty big loss versus a Marquette team they were a 5-point favorite to. But the thing is, Marquette shot absolutely lights out. I believe they shot 57% from deep, 53% from the field, it looks like. And Zagorowski shot over 7 from deep. It didn't have very many points in that game. So it was an uncharacteristically bad game for Creighton. And though I'm not very high on Creighton, I'm not high at all on the St. John's team. So here I would have to definitely go with the 6.5 on Creighton. Next, we're going to go with Kansas, Texas Tech. This is going to be a really good game. I think this is a game that Kansas can really prove their worth this year. They really haven't had any games where they've been able to prove themselves. I will not be on Kansas. I will be on the over 133, 132.5, 132.5. So my reasoning here and my thought process is Kansas has a one big win over Creighton. It's a really close game. They couldn't cover spread. But other than that, they really haven't been able to do much. They've struggled. They struggled versus Kentucky, a team that we know isn't very good. And just overall, they haven't been that good of a team. And so with Texas Tech, West Virginia, Texas, TCU, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Baylor coming up, they're going to have to step up their game, and they realize this. So I think this is a good step number one for them to do that. And something I'd like to point out, and the reason that I think this over is really a good spot, is Kansas is 65th in tempo. So they've scored a lot of points. You can see in 95 versus Omaha. They had 65 in the Kentucky game. That now we see that Kentucky isn't that good. I think this speaks volumes on their lack of effort. I think that at the time Kansas wasn't mentally prepared, and it shows because they scraped by this game. But this being said, I think that this 65th in tempo is going to help in a sense that when you go look at Texas Tech, they're 322nd in tempo, but they're really not that slow. Yes, their defense is good. Don't get me wrong. 46 to Troy, 40 to Grambling. They play great defense, but this is a big red mark, I believe. They scored 51. If you see the box score, the recap on how this game happened, it was a snoozer. And they're not this slow of a team. They scored 80, 81, 77, 84, 101. They score points. This was a really bad game versus a really good Houston defense that also likes to get really slow. So I think that Texas Tech has the ability to score points, and Kansas is going to have to get out on the break for them to have points. So I think that the over 132.5 is a really good spot here. Next, we have LMU under 142.5, Will Marymount under 142.5. We're not going to go too deep into this. We've talked about LMU a few times on these videos. In short, they're a team that has been consistently in the 300s in tempo for the last few years. And now they've been put in the games where they've been forced to play up-tempo with up-tempo teams. The other day they scored, I believe, 144 combined with UC Santa Barbara, another slow-tempo team. They both shot lights out and were playing absolutely outside of pace. And that's going to keep shooting this number up. It seems to open up at 142 and it's going up. So if it gets to 143.5, 144, I would love it. I think that the under here is the side. Cal Irvine's a team who has scored, 72 in their opening game, but then they had 58, 56. So they're not a team that's going to kill you on offense. And I think that this just lines up overall for a really good spot on the under. I'm going to skip the San Francisco-Oregon game. I really don't have an opinion. I think 7.5 is a good number. If Oregon would get down to 6.5, 6, I think that they are the side. But San Francisco is a really good team, can upset a lot of people. So I'm not even going to give a lean on that. And then finally, we skipped it. We're going to talk about Seton Hall versus Marquette. I'm actually going to take the live dog here in Seton Hall plus 4.5. I wouldn't be surprised if they win this game. So Marquette is off of a really big win versus Creighton where they shot lights out. Again, I said earlier in this, they shot like 57% from three, 53% on the floor. Ridiculous. And Creighton played a really bad game. Zagorowski had a really bad game. So I can't see that happening again. I actually have the list for this, but I think that Seton Hall is a team that I believe I saw the other day that they're covering spread pretty well. I think they were like 5-2. How many games did they play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, 5-2 against the spread. And so they've been playing well. But the main thing is, since these two back-to-back losses, Rhode Island, Oregon, you can see they've stepped up their game. They've played Penn State, Wagner, and St. John's to some games that are up to their part. I was high on Seton Hall to start the season, and they've started to show that team again. And so they don't have their point guard back still. And when they do, I think they're going to be a really good team. But I think that this line is just a little too low and a little bit too much love for a Marquette team who's off for a really big win. I think they're due for a letdown here, and so I'm going to have to take Seton Hall plus 4.5. So this was a really short video today. There wasn't very many games for Thursday. We haven't locked in anything officially, but we have a few spots that we have circled and I'm liking and going a little deeper into tomorrow, hoping the lines move our way. It seems that the LMU game is going to move towards the over, and we like the unders, so that's nice. Also, the Kansas game seems like it's pretty much stuck at 132.5. So we're not too worried about line movement. But to recap our leans, again, they're just leans. Do your own due diligence. Don't take anything I say too serious. This is all an opinion, all based off a light analysis. If you can see my notes, you can't really see, but it's just a quick analysis of the games beforehand. This isn't my breakdowns. This isn't the official plays by any means. I do many more hours of digging after we make these videos, so these are just a lean. Again, take them for that. Take them as entertainment purpose. Take them to learn the angles that we use and we approach when looking into games. But nonetheless, our leans are Creighton minus 6.5, Kansas over 132.5, LMU under 142.5, and Seton Hall plus 4.5. Again, thank you for everything. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing. This channel it's going to take off in the next few months, and I'm excited. And there's a lot of things coming. These videos are going to get better. We're struggling, I know, but we're practicing and we're trying to get better every single day. I promise you. And yeah, so that's all I got. Appreciate you all. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed this video. If you take any of the plays, let me know what you're on. I'm curious. Put in the comments what your favorite play for Thursday is. I would love to see it. So best of luck. Let's make some money.